Good morning. Gosh, that came up quick. We had a bit of a problem with the old cameras this morning. Let me find you on Facebook. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I seem to be replying to someone with some sort of a dictation thing on my phone. Right, let me find you on Facebook. Good morning. That all took me a little bit by surprise, as you may have realised. There I was, just sorting out my wares. What page are we on? Natasha Makes. Right, are you all well? One of the fuses blew in the camera this morning. So it's been a little bit like, do we have any camera? You know, why would we need one, right? Yeah, one of those. So we're on Facebook somewhere. Did you enjoy the wreath-along yesterday? I had a lovely time, I have to tell you. And I also got Paula, who I think is fab, by the way. I also got her to show me that bow that she was talking about. It's a nice one. They caught me just setting out my stall. I didn't realise we'd gone live because, you know, wasn't paying attention. Normally I have, it's Gemma, she's giggling at me. Yeah, ever the professional, right? Normally I have like an inbuilt sensor for when these things happen, but so who have we got with us? Let's say hello to everyone. We've got Kaz, we've got Joe, good morning, and Heather and Deborah, good morning, good morning, good morning, and Natalie, how are your surveys going? That's what we need to know, and Karen as well, and Rona. Oh, she missed yesterday because the internet was bad. Oh, but, Rona, your advent calendar went specially yesterday because you know you're in Scotland. So hopefully that will be with you today. So everybody who ordered advent calendars, they have left. They've left the building, and we did them with DHL. Now we had to have a little jiggle with that because DHL at the moment, because all of the suppliers are so rammed, they aren't taking on any new clients, but my husband is already a client. So if you get notification, and I'm not sure if it will come to you or to me actually, I can't remember what phone numbers we put on, that you've got, or when you get it and it says it's from the wedding pizza company or the DIY pizza company, some sort of pizza company, it's just because it had to go through Stephen's account in order for it to get there. Because I'll be honest, I posted my nephew's birthday present last Wednesday, first class. Still hasn't got it. So I wasn't going to risk these going in Royal Mail because they are just so busy at the moment. But good morning, good morning. Oh, Claire's got the house to herself. That's always a little bit eerily quiet, isn't it? When the kids are all at school, husband's out at work. And it's like, what now? Morning, Jacqueline. Oh, Jacqueline, was it you who wanted the book with the Tilda snail in? Because if it was, look what I found for you. Tilda's Crafting Friends, and this has got the snail pattern in. She's been admiring, I think it was Jacqueline, been admiring the old Tilda snails up there, and this is the book with all the patterns. Yeah, here it is. There we go. Now they've added in buttons and all sorts. I think is rather lovely. They've made them into a pincushion, which I heart very much. So what I have done for you, because there are all sorts of other things in there as well to make, and all of the patterns are in the back. There we go. So you just need to find the one that relates to, oh, that's an arm, okay. Slightly worrying. And whether you're doing card making, whether you are making bees, there's all sorts in there for you. I love the cushions. I love the ladybug cushion, the dragonfly cushions. You've got all of these little chaps in there as well. And the putty tads. There's, oh, there you go. There's a snail just by himself. I mean, you know, it's snail-tastic in this book. And I'm quite enjoying this one with the dragonfly on. He's got wheels and off he goes. So, yeah, you asked and I found for you. You've also got Mr. Toady Toady. And so what I've also done, because you've got various in here, and all your instructions and everything. There we go. That's the crafting Crafting Tilda's friends. So what I've done is with the toy fabric that I've got left, because Tilda uses a really special, beautiful toy fabric, and it's just not the same as using just a plain. It's like a chambray. It's not cheap. I'm going to be honest, it's not, but it is really worth using the proper stuff. You can see how there's that lovely texture where it's woven. But if you buy this and the book, a 1/2 metre of this and the book, and that is the same colour as Mr. Putty Tat there. It's the stone, or we've got the sand, which is the lighter colour, which I think might be actually even slightly lighter than that. It was the one that we used for Goosey Lucy. We made her, but that is, there you go. If you buy those together, then I've popped a little discount on there, £2 off for that. But it might not have you, my memory at the moment, it's like there's so much in my head. If I have to actually remember a name at any point, I just know that someone asked, and I think it was you, but it's there. There we go. Morning, Colette. Good morning. And good morning, Bev. Hello, hello. And Kate, good morning. Happy Advent. Good morning. Happy Advent to you too. And Helen enjoyed yesterday. Your wreath looked lovely. Beautiful. And Valerie, good morning. White rabbits. Oh, yeah, you have to say white rabbits, don't you? Oh, where's my tea? Oh, Gemma, you're a good one. Oh, cheers, everyone. Janine's here. Good morning, Tony and Michelle, Alison, Ella and Wendy. Good morning, Adele. Good morning. Looking very festive in the studio. Oh, okay. So Freddie's advent calendar is up, and Jane, bless her, finished off the angel one for Emily. So they were able to have their chocolate coins this morning. They were very excited about that. And what did they say? Emily said the angel looked like Mummy. Too right. But I think we put that on a discount because we've got a couple left, and there's no point saving them till next year. So if you want them and you want, get ahead, and if you want to make them ready for next year, I think we've popped those on a discount. And if not, why not? We should have done. YouTube not working. Got sound, no picture. Oh dear. Good morning, Jane. Working from home. Yay. Rona's looking forward to getting it. Yeah, Rona. It was all the talk last night was about getting yours to Scotland in time. And then the guy was saying, well, whereabouts in Scotland is she? I don't know. So we had to have a little look, and it decided that it sounded really nice. He was ever so lovely. He was telling me about growing up on a farm in India and how he used to be in charge of a cow. I mean, yeah. Because the cat jumped in his van, and he's like, I don't really do animals, but I'm used to cows. And that was how that conversation went. Anyway, Elizabeth, how are you after your birthday? She said that's well thought out for the post. There's always a way. Hey, look, we will get them there. At the moment, every day we go to the post office, and we're going twice a day at the moment to just try and not bombard our post office too much, because I think it feels a little bit overwhelmed. There's always queues out the door at the moment. So they sort of glare at us when we go down, because we're drop and go. So we just take great big bags of stuff and just waltz past the queue. And drop our bags and wave merrily at Lloyd and the gang in the post office and go, morning, and bimble out again and get daggers from everyone that's queuing. Morning, Grace. No, lovely and sunny in Cardiff. Jacqueline, isn't he adorable? I think that you're thinking of the snail. Now, where are we? Oh, Penny's still sewing her Christmas smarts, loving the new fabrics. I have so much fabric and running out of hiding places. You're making Christmas gifts, so it's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Oh, Natalie's had one server yesterday and waiting for their quote. Oh, but they've cancelled because they're fully booked for the month. Yeah, you see, this is it. Everyone says that, the house market isn't moving. Everybody I know seems to be moving. Oh, Leanne had a Christmas box, came at the end of last week, and it took all her strength not to peek inside, but she has shaken it though. I'm frantically trying to think if I put anything breakable in there. No, I think you're all right. Oh, morning, Jess. Hello. She's got a few minutes before taking Margot the car for her MOT. Are you watching because it's Lewis and Irene, Jess? Just throwing it out there, because I know you do design for them. And have you named your car after my dog, or did I name my dog after your car? I'm just throwing it out there. Beverly Jenner says, happy Advent, Natasha, Makes and team. Hello, hello. And Michelle says, what delights can I buy for my birthday today? Oh, yeah. Have I got treats for you? Oh, and our guys say that everything's up, Trudy. So hopefully your YouTube will sort out soon. Oh, Pam's got one last advent calendar to make for today. Oh, wow. Jenny, don't be sad that you're waiting for yours. They only went yesterday. They went overnight yesterday. So they will be arriving today for you to open on the 1st today. So it's not that they haven't arrived yet. Well, they haven't arrived yet, but they're sent to be overnight to be with you today. Is what we did with the wreaths, and fingers crossed it worked a treat. So we've done that again. Watching while restuffing the draft excluded dragon. Of course. And oh, it's Rachel with the Australian Terrier puppies here, and we're now 8 weeks. Gosh, that went fast. And we play hard, eat well, and sleep occasionally too. Rachel, if they got home, so if they're 8 weeks, does that mean that they're flying the nest, or are you keeping them all? And where are the photos? Where are they? You can't have puppies and not bombard us with puppy porn. It's not okay. It's not okay. We need more. Oh, and Jenny says woohoo. Yeah, no, don't worry. It's not boohoo. It's woohoo. They were all sent out overnight last night because I'll be honest, it took a long time to individually wrap every single one. Yeah, that was my job. Now then. Oh, had notification calendar will be here. Will be here at some point. Jess says no. Maybe Margot was named after Margot Ledbetter. Jerry! Oh, love that show. I haven't watched it for ages. Right. The other thing to tell you is that, you see this, after we made that yesterday, if you just want like a little discreet light one to maybe hang on your dresser or something, then these are on a discount as well. These were the original wreaths. It was when I was sourcing fabrics and everything. They've got bells on. That's what it's called, with bells on, by the way. Yeah, so these are now on a discount. And this was how I met Paula, was when he was in yesterday, when I was sourcing stuff for these. Still love it though. I'm going to pop it on the dresser there. Did you notice, by the way, that we have, actually I'll put it there and then we can all see it. Did anybody notice that we have a new dresser? As in like another new dresser, as in like not the dresser we had last week, but a new one. It's all been going on, let me tell you. More racking for the warehouse, everything. I've been busy over the weekend. Right, so we have done Crafting Tilda's book and toy fabric. We have covered that. I can put that. I'm going to put it in a drawer, then I know that I've done it. We're going to have a go at making these cushions today. Not that exact one, because that was some William Morris fabric that I had. But with brand new Lewis and Irene, which I'm not going to lie, has a beautiful feel to it. And Jane and I really struggled last night to decide which ones to put with what, because you kind of need the whole shebang. And on that note, if you do want all of the Lewis and Irene fabrics, then all 15 half meters and long quarter versions are on the website if you want the whole lot. Oh, Claire said, I did notice a difference to the dress, but thought you'd just added shelves to it. No. Elizabeth thought that the shelves had boxy bits in it. They do have boxy bits in it now, but they've changed. And this top is now dark, where it was blonde last week. No, it was white last week. So no, I found this one, and we needed some extra space, storage space. So the old dresser went out. I love this one. Came from a nice lady. She's like, oh, where's it going? So Stephen said, it's going to be on the television, don't you know? Ooh. Right, what am I doing? That's what I need to know. I've got my diary out, actually. Because this morning, I covered it. And let's have a quick look at this. Oh, Look at that. Oh, it was so hard to decide which fabric to use, but I'm really happy with my choice. I love Lewis and Irene fabric, and look at the gold detailing on there with the little stars. I've been working with a business coach down in Australia. I think I've mentioned it before. I get up super early on the weekends to dial in and have chats with him, and he's lovely and he's helped me loads, because as much as I know about fabric, I didn't always know about business. So he's been really helping me, and he's really lovely. Anyway, he's like, you know, the books that you use, you should want to go and work with them. He's like, you've got beautiful fabrics, why don't you cover your books and then write all the good stuff in there that you, and I was like, this is a really great idea. So we've never done covered books before. And then I thought that Freddie has to do his spellings every week, and he always loses his piece of paper with his spellings on. So today, after we've done the first part of the show, we're going to learn how to cover. I've kind of put a formula together for how to cover any size of book, notebook, diary, all sorts of things, so that it can be special. It can be really special, and I think that these are going to make great gifts for like my nieces and stuff. I can do. See, Freddie's spellings this week are accidentally, actual, actually, address, answer. What else has he got to learn? It's only 6. Crikey. And there's one over the page, appear. So we're going to keep it in this, and I'm going to cover it, I think, he's really into birds and bird watching at the moment. If you're squeamish, just don't listen for now. My mum bought him a bird book to tick off all the birds that he's seen, which is great, until Theo brought a bird in. And rather than get squeamish about it, Freddie was like, oh great, I can just tick this off in my book. I'm like, I think they're meant to be live ones, Freddie. Kind of my feeling on that one. But yeah, so today we're going to cover Freddie's spelling book in some rather stunning fabrics. Again, look at that gold detailing on there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see Elizabeth covers them. It does make it enjoyable to use. The last time that I covered books was at school, and we had to cover it with wrapping paper and stuff, and it was boring, but it was always like our first homework. But it meant that we always knew, we always looked after our books. So actually it was quite a nice exercise to do. Yeah, Susan said, ouch, I hated spelling lists. Yeah. But he had a couple of weeks where he lost his spellings, and yeah, he didn't get them all right, and he was really upset with himself. So I was like, right, we need to find a new system. Because that's what we do. Like within the company, if something's not quite working right, we'll find a new system, we'll work out a new procedure, and we'll do all of that. So I'm like, well, Freddie, it's the same. If it's not working for you how we're doing them, then we need to put a new procedure in place for you. So that's what we're doing. Oh, the puppies are staying until after the new year. After we're fully inoculated, 3 of us have homes. 1 is awaiting a decision, 2 are staying, and 2 are waiting for the right home to come along. We have a photo shoot planned for this weekend. Yay! We don't stay still long enough for the photos yet, unless we're sleeping or eating. Like, sleeping shots are great, that's fine. Right, so we're going to cover books. We're also going to make this cushion. Now, the reason this might look like the cushion that we did the other week, but that was with Liberty Lawn fabric. So I showed you just how to sort of wrap it around the end of the denim. And then Elizabeth said, oh, what about using the Burrito method? And I was like, did a bit of research. There it is. So I've put together the way we're going to do today. Let me show you these fabrics first of all. I love having a dress there. Good stuff, put it back. Right, let's have a look. So you can buy all of them in one go, or just bits and bobs. So if you just want that with stunning, love it. Oh, this has got golden dragonflies on. There you go. So that, and the stars in blue. Then you absolutely can. This is the only bundle, actually, that doesn't have any of the cranes in. The only one. Now, this is the light bundle here. Aren't they stunning? So you see, you've got that navy blue that we've just seen. So if you are going for the whole bundle, they do mix and match really, really beautifully. Oh, yeah, there they go. I thought about using this one for Freddie's book cover. And then I thought, that's a ridiculous thing to do. He's 6 and we'll get it really grubby. And there are your stars. But I don't know if you can see, you've got all of this whizzy detailing in there is in the stars fabric. It's really nice. Jess says you gotta go. Love the fabric. Great idea to sell via long quarters. Spellings, sing them. Ah, e.g. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Yes. Yes, yeah, I can just imagine Stephen singing the spellings on the way to school, but that is a good idea. Thank you very much. Hope Margot's okay. It's the car. And then what about the teal? Da, 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 da. Yay! I heart these very, very much. But you see, then that looks like I want that wallpaper. Now, this is all from the new range. These literally arrived last week. Jardin de Lys. Normally, I find out the story behind it, but I completely forgot to ask Hannah. Hannah, what's the story behind it? We'll find out. I'll message her later. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. They've done it again, haven't they? Let's be honest. They've absolutely done it again. And then, for Miss Emily Alice, I'm thinking maybe a little two-tone cushion or maybe a book cushion now that she's reading. I say she's reading, you know, she's sort of scratching at her, that's not my books. That's not my donkey. His ears are too fluffy. We've all been there. I don't mean like having fluffy ears, but you know. So this was a bit special. I heart this very, very much. Or it might be a pencil case for her. I might have to eau de coat it and pencil case it for her because Father Christmas might be bringing her some new pens. Gosh, she gets through pens like there's no tomorrow. She just loves to draw, that child. And then if you just want the black ones, and of course these work so beautifully because everything is tipped in black and gold, then you've got those in there. That's just a little sneaky cheeky duo. I thought they were rather fabulous and I really wanted to share. I am hearting these quite a lot. So, if you want everything, go for it. Also, I've put together just a trio of complementary colours. So you've got your teals in there, you've got your pink, because the pink is everywhere. It's in there, and actually, I really like that is just a tone lighter, which means it's going to add a contrast, but it's pretty spot on for the pink there. Ooh, yeah. Bit special, right? Bit special. So that's your bundle. If you want to, you know, have a bit of a contrast. Then go for it, go for it. Right, let's tidy these away and then we can crack on with a demo or two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure how many demos I would manage to prep today because Stephen's catering something somewhere and it meant that he had to leave the house at 5. He's like, that's fine, you can do the kids, can't you? I'm like, it's kind of my time to work, the mornings. I don't get up super early for nothing. So, yeah, we're all good. Let's put those to... Oh, I mean, look, that bundle of loveliness could be coming its way to you, winging its way to you. Let's pop those there. Right, so, because these are lush and gorgeous, I really, really love them. I wanted to make a cushion a bit like this, but I wanted to add in some gold. Now, I mean, you could add in one of the other fabrics as a flange, but it's up to you. It's up to you. And because I love a bit of texture, yeah, I found some of the blue velvet, like the midnight, the really dark velvet, blue velvet that we've got, because I wanted to have a contrast. Whose fabric did I say it is? It's Lewis and Irene. Lewis and Irene, they do gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. And they're really lovely, and they're a family-run business. They're just down in the south, sort of, yeah, New Foresty way. And they're ever so nice. And Hannah and Ben, the grandchildren of Lewis and Irene, run the business now, and they're so, so nice. And Hannah's very clever because Festival of Quilts, she'll always go near the gin bar. So you just have to go and see them. Well, it'd be rude not to, right? Okay, so with these instructions for the burrito style cushion, and you can flange or not, it's up to you. I am going to add in a ribbon because it's festive and I want this to be my Christmas cushion, but it's all about the two-tone. And in it I explain how to work out all of your fabric measurements for whatever size cushion you want. It's always a bit of a brain hurt, a bit of a brain tease, but I use an 18-inch cushion as an example and say, look, this is what you'll need to do. Measure it like this, so that you can do it any size. But if you happen to be working with an 18-inch cushion, you're good to go. But you can do it any size. The one on the front was a standard pillow, actually 20 by 28 inches. But it's all good. So I'll show you. And it's really, really clear step by step, because I don't know how I'm going to show this. But look, I've discovered arrows. And I was drawing them on before, but these are so much better. When they were being proofread by the team a little while ago, I just remember Emma going, yeah, I'm not loving that arrow. And then I found out that I didn't actually have to draw them on with my finger, that I could do them far more professionally. So that's what I've done. So, oh, I know what else I've got to show you. These. I am very, very, very in love with these at the moment. Ladies, you'll know why. Tweezers, yep, fab tweezers, love it. Yeah, it's only got a light. I've got terrible lights in all our bathrooms. There's just dreadful light everywhere. You know, can't imagine why they are, but I have tried it for, you know, that rogue chin hair, it's got to come out. Then this is perfect, but also great if you, because you can really see. Like if I was trying to take something off here, like, can you see? It's going to really highlight where I'm tweezing. Love these. Yeah. So yeah, they are a new addition to the website. Wow. Janet says, morning Tasha, sorry I'm late. Love your show. Well, thank you very much. Nice of you to join us. Anytime, doesn't matter. It's all good. Right, so in the instructions, it says to cut 2 main body fabric bits. I think I might have called it something a bit better than 2 main body fabric bits, but yeah. But this was one of the fat quarters of the velvet. It's a bit gorgeous and it sews really nice. Lee, let's get a proper sentence. So I didn't bother. I just thought I won't bother with a seam, so I just cut it on the fold. Bit of a cheat, I know. It's one less seam, right? So I'm going to lay it out there like so. And then, shall I get rid of all of it? Is this a bit confusing? I heart you fabrics very, very much. Don't be upset that I'm putting you to one side. If you want the velvet, by the way, we've got some. Carol, did I get the wrong colour blue? I'm really sorry. I'll get another bolt of the other colour blue for you. I will get there in the end. This was the colour that I thought you wanted, which I thought would make a lovely jacket. But this is a 1/2 metre. There we go. So, wah! And we've got it, I think we've got it by the 1/2 metre. someone will be able to. Certainly I grabbed this out of the warehouse and it was cut into a ½ metre length, so I guess some of the others are. I don't know, we'll have a look. Otherwise, get 2 fat quarters, it will work the same. And then just sew your seam, you'll be fine. Okay, so we've got this, it's draped down on here. And then what we are going to do is, me getting everything in the way, out the way. So this is my accent fabric piece, okay, and it's folded in half at the moment, so I'm going to unfold it and I'm going to put that right sides together with this end piece of fabric here, and I'm going to do a little accent piece with some gold. They are fat quarters, then you'll need 2. I think we've got, though, this particular velvet up by the ½ metre, I want to say, in which case we're laughing. So I am just going to use a ribbon because I can, and because it had stars on. So, you know, that's working for me, and I might just sew it down the other side at some point, but the Velvet Midnight Blue, yes, Ems, the Velvet Midnight Blue. Thank you, my love. So, let's line these up. So that's going to go right sides up and in the middle. If you want to use just an accent piece of fabric, just cut a 2-inch strip and fold it in half right sides out, because that doesn't need to fold through or anything like that. Okay. And then I will, because I've got the 3 layers and one of them is a ribbon and a little tad slippery. Here we go. I will just pin there, and there, and there. And in there like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam, bink, down there. Let's do it. Dee, 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 dee. Now this is just basting everything in place. You don't have to baste in place, you can just go straight in and sew all the layers together should you wish. I'm just going to very quickly, just because I've got everything there, I will just, and yeah. So I've come in actually just under 1/4 inch. And I'll make sure when I sew my other seams, I sew it just over 1/4 inch so that you won't see this stitch. But if you're not putting in anything contrasty, you just go straight for it. And just do this next bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is, that's nicely in place. We are going to take this fabric here and roll it. I guess this is why it's called the burrito style. And then we're going to take this bit and wrap it underneath. So you've got all your velvet, your contrasting fabric all wrapped in there. And then the other side of your contrast fabric is their right side. So if you didn't have any fabric in between, it would be right sides together. But it's actually here, it's the wrong side. It's right side to the wrong side of the under fabric. But it just, do you want to see that again? Because this is the key, and once you get this, you'll be like, oh, it's amazing. I was. So this is your velvet. Roll it. And then wrap it, bing, with your contrast fabric, just like so, and pin it again. Now you can, if you're not working with a slippery ribbon, what you can do is just pin these top fabrics together, and this is what I did in the instructions. Just pin the top fabrics together, then flip it underneath and then repin. You can do that. But this was a revelation. I was like, well, of course that's gonna work. It's exactly what I need to be doing. So thanks, Elizabeth, for opening my eyes to this. We're now going to take that back to the machine. Here we go. Now then, I'm going to sew this down. I'm going to move to the middle. So I've just changed my seam allowance to one that's slightly wider so that my basting stitches are not going to show. And down we go. Oh, no, no, no. Whew, by the skin of my teeth. You can tell I'm not used to working with pins, can't you? Very rarely sew with pins. Are you ready for the magic? Ha! So we've sewn down. Just check we've got all that stitching. Yep. Perfect. Lovely. Excellent. What we do now is, are you ready for this? This was absolute genius. Just put your hand in like a finger puppet and pull all of that out. I mean, yes. How gorgeous is that? And I'm going to take that to the iron and give it a press. The magic works. Wrong. There we go. I am hearting this a lot, and I make absolutely no apologies for having glittery ribbon. Absolutely none. I am enjoying it far too much. But what I might just do is just pop a little stitch, because otherwise little fingers will just touch that. Normally, obviously, if you're doing flange, then you want it to be able to flip. But because I'm just using a Christmas ribbon, I say just a Christmas ribbon. It's a beautiful ribbon. I will just pop that. Concentrating. And it's on! Sparkly Christmas cushions! Yes! Ah, I am loving that. So then you just want to repeat the same to the other side. Okay, so get me strip of ribbon. I love Christmas because you can have ridiculously over the top stuff like gold ribbon, and doesn't matter. Nobody's going to say sorry. Sorry, no. No. Well, at least if they do, we're not friends. We're not friends to anyone that does that. Okay, so. Everything right sides together. Okay, with your ribbon in between. That is optional, okay? The flangey ribbony bit is completely and utterly optional. If I was doing it with a fabric, when I've done it with fabrics, it's just been a 2-inch strip folded in half. But it's really lovely, isn't it? I'd have to stitch flange down only because I'm OCD like that. Do you know what? Whatever works. Everyone's got their... But you see, is it then a flange? Oh, I mean, that's the question. It's like a patchwork only becomes a quilt when it's 3 layers of fabric. Oh, Amanda says her advent box has just arrived. It's amazing. So excited to open the little surprises over the next 24 days. I'm so glad it has arrived. That's good. This is good. This is good. Phew. As much, it is so hard putting, you know, surprises like that in the hands of couriers, you know, because I want everyone to get it on time. And hopefully everybody will. That's my big hope today. So this is good. That's one off the list who has received theirs. Tick, good. And I'm glad it has arrived. Sorry, I just put them all in a bit skew-if, so I'm just repinning. I was overexcited at Amanda's advent box. Morning, Sarah. How are you? Hello, hello. Right, okay. Let's take this to the machine. To the machine. So we're going to go. I mean, if I was being really pedantic, I'd probably just elongate that stitch length, but let's just get this sewn down. These are super duper quick and easy makes. Whoa, my velvet slipped. I've pinned it. Hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing, Velvet? Why are you slipping all over the place? Oh, hang on a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. How have you done that when you were pinned in place, you naughty Velvet? See, that's why I don't bother pinning. Right, let's try that again, shall we? I'm going to pin this away and see what happens. There, that's everything in place. Let's try that again, shall we? Naughty, naughty, naughty fabric. That's all I can say. Right, let's go again. 1/4 inch. Ah, I see what's happened. It's just shifted a little bit. There we go. Of course, now I'm thinking I should really have started stitching from the same side, shouldn't I? As I have a horrible feeling this is going to... Oh well, we're committed now. What do I do? Just pull that. There we go. It has all gone a little bit slippery. That's what comes, isn't it, of working with different fabrics when you used to work with cotton. Right. We'll get there, it'll be fine. Yeah, gosh, that slipped a lot. Okay. Oh no, it hasn't stitched it again. What's going on? Have I run out of... Oh, look at all that. I've run out of bobbin thread. Bear with me, guys, because this is becoming farcical now, isn't it? You know, when you just go... Was this meant to happen? I don't think this was meant to happen. Oh, there we go. I've got another bobbin prepped and primed and ready. Do you ever have days like this, though, where you just want to crack on and say, don't want bobbin fill running out halfway through stitching a slightly slippery fabric? Right. Right. So if I didn't have to, I would go back and I would just unpick and start again. But we are committed now, and I am aware that I want to do 2 demos. So please just bear with me. I am aware. This will probably be the back. It'll be fine. As soon as you start to sew, you need unpickers. That's just how it is in life, isn't it? Okay, so yours will be, yeah, look how much it shifted. Oh my goodness. It's all right. I can sort that. So, this is why I don't pin. I'm clearly the worst pinner. Flip it round and under and pin again. Because pinning was so successful last time. I'm going to give it another go. Never mind. What's this? What's this? Naomi just had a notification from DHL. Yay! We'll be here between 3 and 4. Good, 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 good. Oh, the system works. It is funny. My, yeah. Like, I really love my post office, and they're really sweet. But the post office just seems to be struggling a little bit because, of course, everyone's suddenly doing all their shopping online, aren't they? Which is great, you know, perfect for businesses like me, but I'm not sure they've quite caught up with the extra demand. And so there we have it. Okay. Right. Let's try again. So this time, slightly increase my seam allowance. Bing, bing, bing. We're going in. It's a good job I basted, isn't it? You know, I said you should probably baste with a longer stitch. Yeah, that would have meant I could have just unpicked it really easily. But, you know, these are just the things that happen, aren't they? Is it going to stop me sewing? Is it heck? No. No, 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 no. As they say, worse things have happened at sea. Here we go. So then you get your technical words for swearing with velvet. It's a bugger, says Linda. Yeah, do you know, I just forget. I just forget because I love it. So I forgive it every time. And there it is turned through. And then we'll press it and all will be well. But it is so beautiful. Yeah, no, you're right. It is a bugger. But hey, let's just press that and we'll hear no more about it. It'll be fine. And actually what we're going to have to do anyway is trim back the seams in a bit anyway. So it's all going to, I was going to say come out in the wash. So I'm just going to sew that down. Because otherwise, I'm going to be honest, little fingers in this household will get in there and rip it out probably. Yeah, this is definitely going to be the back of the cushion. What I would say is if you're working with directional fabric as well, just have a little think about that. It worked so nicely first time around. Right, now then, what we're going to do, that's all right, that's sewn down now, is now go right sides out. And we are, yeah, gosh, that's really out, isn't it? We're going to sew, just making sure that these all line up. Dare I pin again? To pin or not to pin, that is the question. Right, yeah, we will pin. And we're going to French seam this, okay, because for lots of reasons, it's velvet. I don't really want any of it sort of coming apart at any point. I don't want there to be any fraying, anything like that. So we're going to sew a seam from the top side just down, and hopefully all will be well. But the reason that I'm not overly worried, and you'll understand why in just a minute, is because I'm going to get my big ruler out in a minute. Oh yeah. So I'm going to pin and sew down the other side, and again, look, this is wibbly wonky. That's all right. If I want to, I might just trim this back before I sew it so everything's even before I sew. I quite like a nice floofy cushion, and that one that we've just sewn, we're going to trim back to 1/8 of an inch, that seam. So again, why I wasn't worried. There we go. Where's my stitch line? There it is. Just even all that up. It's gone a bit wobbly there, but it's okay. And actually, what if I need to, look, if you are working with something a little bit jittery, I'm going to straighten this all up. Get that right now. There you go, that's straightened everything up. There's always a way, right? You can either swear a bit, and I'm just going to go back in and just re-sew that little bit down there, just to make sure we're good, you know? I think with sewing, you know, sometimes we're never shown the mistakes or what to do if they happen, and so it can just be quite daunting. And I'm one of these people that, like, nobody knew the plan in the first place. Well, apart from you guys, obviously. But the finished article, nobody knows what it was going to look like. So if my seams end up slightly smaller, this isn't a commission for anyone. This is just for me and my family. And so for me, if it goes a bit wobbly, does it actually matter? They're not, you know, the kids are going to be too busy playing with the glittery ribbon to worry. Now just try and match up where those ribbons do meet. You need to pin it on the diagonal, then do. And then just stitch down again, 1/4 of an inch, and we will trim it back. There we go. But it's very easy, I think, especially when I first started and I made mistakes of thinking that the world could potentially be about to end. And I know what it's like, you know, you invest in the fabric and then of course you don't want anything to go wrong. But it does with anything, you know, you learn to ride a horse, you fall off, what happens? Do you remember that myth of it's going to take 7 falls to become a proper rider? I remember always being told that as a child and thinking, oh no. Yeah, to become a proper rider. Oof. There we are. And we're nearly there. I've lost count actually. I don't know if I'm a rider yet. Mum, am I a rider? I bet my mum's counted the number of falls I've had over the years. Oh, more notifications. Excellent. Oh, there you go, Jenny. You see how things change just in the space of half an hour. She's got notification as well. Excellent. Excellent. So, trimming back that seam. And then just flip it inside out. I'm so excited for you. I hope you like them because we put them together in-house and we didn't, you know, send them off to China to be manufactured and put in a swanky box or anything like that, because we've hand done them all and we've hand wrapped everything, and you know, I hope you like it. We've enjoyed putting them together. Oh, I know what I've got to tell you. So early Sunday morning, when I'd finished wrapping and filling and then putting into all of the boxes that you will see them arrive in, I glanced down and found this. I'd been so careful, I don't know how it happened. Out of everybody's boxes, someone somewhere is missing a day 23. Please, when you get your boxes, can you just count up, make sure there are 24 things in there. Please, 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 if you are missing 23, it's here, and I'm so sorry, I will post it out to you, but we've got 23 days, right, to get it to you before you need it. I am so sorry. It was very early in the morning, and I was like, no! And I thought it must have been one of the ones I'd just done, and by the time that I'd undone 3 or 4 different boxes and it wasn't in those, I was like, do you know what? I will just ask you to be honest. And if it's yours, because there is only one missing from one person's somewhere, if it is yours, it's there ready to be sent straight away. So, you know, I'm really sorry. So yeah, just email SJ info@natashamakes.com and she'll let me know your address and everything, and we can get it all sent out to you. There we go. Right, so I'm going to increase, oh, look at all that, let's get rid of that. I'm going to increase my seam allowance. And you'll feel the edge, and you just want to be sewing so that you can't feel that ridge. I had a thought the other day, I don't know if like a zip foot would work, so that you didn't ever sew over the edge. Occasionally, you might just sew over the edges of your pieces of fabric. If that's the case, oh, hi HP, then just go back in and sew a seam just slightly further away. That's all I would do. Whoop. Especially if I'm looking up at you and not actually watching where I'm sewing. But yeah, this is gonna... Oh, morning, Lo, how you doing? You've missed me working with velvet and wishing I hadn't, although I will love the end result. I have absolutely no doubt about that. Half Pint has just joined us, although I have to say, Half Pint, you are having a bit of a love affair with Jane at the moment, aren't you? Yeah, we fell out this morning at 1 o'clock. I didn't realise she'd been hiding in my bedroom when she suddenly came and sat on my head and sneezed in my face. Nice. So Half Pint is, what are you, nearly 15 now? Yeah. And you like a bit of velvet, don't you? Hey? Yes, I know you do. Gosh, you're purring fit to... No, don't come in here and sneeze. Go on, go away. But she was a rescue, and she had cat flu. And it's just been a residual thing that she sneezes a lot. Bless her. She's going to sit there and sulk now. Have you assumed the position, HP? You're a horror. Do you know that? But she does absolutely adore Jane. Did you think it was Jane? Did you? Sorry about that. Sorry to disappoint and all. Here we go. So, yeah, we've got all of those edges in. And that is my ridiculously luxurious over-the-top Christmas cushion, and I'm going to stuff it. I found these in IKEA for like 50p in their sale bucket, and I was like, right, yep, I'll have that. But what you can equally do is if you see, I quite like just having the white cushions in, but I did find this morning and go, oh, actually that would work. But you could always just put a very loose cover in a contrasting fabric if you wanted inside, because you will just see it on the edge. You know, like so. And then I use a self-cover button and do that there. So it's the same, exactly the same process. You see, now I'm pleased that I stuck with the velvet. Love that. Absolutely love it. Half pint, are you okay if I just give a little close-up there? Sounds about that, Kat. No, right. Oh, thanks. Yeah. No, any time. We don't need to see your bottom. Thank you. And goodbye. There we go. So we've got velvet. We've got that. And then we've got gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Lewis and Irene. Thanks, Gemma. HP has been removed. Bless her. So yeah, self-cover button there. We did these the other day, so we don't need to focus on it too much. So I've gone ahead and made one. I've only gone for a little discreet one this time, but it's just a 19mm one. They don't always have to be massive, do they? But look, I might have, whoops, I might have fussy cut a little bit. Let me hold it under the light. Love, love, love that. Out of the scraps that were left over after Freddie's whatchamacallit. So find your halfway mark. I know it was my diary. I haven't done Freddie's one yet, have I? Oh, 8 and a bit. There we go. And I just stitch them together. I figure if they need to go in the wash at any point, well, this one's velvet, so it won't be really going in the wash that much. And I tend to, if I have like a definite way that I want this to sit, then I will stitch the button on that side. But otherwise, if it doesn't matter, then stitch it just in the middle. But if I just want this, let's just hold that stitch there. Like if you've got a side that one side that went better than the other, which happens. But if you want them to be any side up, then just do them on the edge. And just stitch it through. Oh, hang on a minute. Do I want the button to be up a certain way? Oh, decisions, decisions. Whew, now is my time to decide. No, we're all right. There we are. Stitch it through, stitch it through. But you can always just snip the stitches if you do need, if you've got just cotton fabric and you do want to just wash it. But it doesn't have to be a massive button. It just finishes it off. Look, a treat there. And I love that. I'm super pleased with that actually. I love that. Yay! Christmas cushion. But of course you could use the other fabrics and have it for all year round. That is going on the sofa. Got a thread. There we are. I might pop it up here for now so that I can admire my handiwork. There we go. But I did this with, you know, we've got on the website, we've got the satin backed suede. Yeah, that was one that I made out of the satin backed suede. I like to have different, so I've done this with denim, I've done it with the satin backed suede, and that was with a William Morris fabric. And then this one, yeah, that's with the satin backed suede as the accent piece. So you've got those choices there. And this actually would work really beautifully with some of these fabrics because it looks sort of gold-like. So if you could imagine and that would just pick out the gold. They're on the website. They're beautiful to use, and you could use the satin side rather than, that's the suede side. Oh look, there's the satin side. That does look goldy. Look, 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 look. So I'd probably use that as my main fabric and then that as my accent. Waha! Anyway, there we go. That was just a different method, and I wanted to show you because I didn't write up a pattern or anything for the other ones. So there we go. That's those. Now, I don't know if we've got any of the cat cushion that we loaded on Sunday. I don't know if we have any of the cat cushion panels left. We loaded them with 2.5 meters of Lewis and Irene fabric. That is the other fabric. I feel mean now I've got rid of HP. I didn't get rid of her. Gemma came, got her. There we are. So if you love your putty tats, then you'll have a 1/2 meter of that. You can make a cushion out of one side. Jen's so clever, look, she's quilted around it. I took more to the vet and came back to find these. Aren't they beautiful? And there's the other one. And that's your other 1/2 meter of fabric that you've got there. There we go. So I don't know if they're still on the website or if we've sold out, but I just thought I would show them because I didn't give. Jane kindly made those. And I think they're lovely. Right, shall we? How are we all doing? Are we good to go for another little demo? What do we think? Now then. Morning, Natasha. Late to the show as usual. We all have one of those days when nothing goes smoothly. We'll win in the end. No one would know, right? No one would know. No one would know. 4 bundles of the dark colourway left. Oh, fab. There we go. Thank you, Gemma. Oh, Claire says she has to pin the smarfs every 4 to 6 inches or so. They shift a lot on the bias down to the points. Yeah, you see, I never pin my smarfs. Never pin. I had a horse that used to puff his belly out so that when he tightened his girth it was fine till you were galloping near a dike, and then he'd stop abruptly, put his head down, and you and the saddle would go straight over his neck. Definitely helped me become a proper rider. Oh, the cats are all sold out now. Oh, well done. Yeah. Ones like that, nasty. Oh, except the dark version. There you go. Thank you, Emma. Julia says she'll catch up later. That's fine. And did you? Oh, morning, April. April. I need to go and weigh your parcel if you still want that. She's waiting till you finish the cushion so that she can sit on it. Donna, she will be on that like a shot. As soon as that goes on the sofa, she will be all over it. It looks really Christmassy, doesn't it? I love it. I'm so glad I persevered. I bought silk velvet, made jeans, washed them and spin. It was like crushed velvet, equally as nice. You see, sometimes you have those happy accidents, don't you? And you're like, yes, that will work. Right, okay, so let's crack on then with Freddie's spelling book. It can be your journal, it can be your diary. Jo said this morning, she said, well, you know, we haven't needed 2020 diary, have we, because we've all been home. No, we haven't. But next year is going to be so much better. So much better. And for all those amazing engagements that you're going to have to make up for this year, you're going to need a fabulous diary and or a spelling book if you are 6. This is my diary for next year. Let's have a little sneaky peek, shall we? See what's going on. Oh, not as many Hochanda shows. And why would that be? Oh. What's this happening at the end of the months? Let's see. Ooh, would that be something new happening at the end of the month? Next year, ooh, a takeover day with new designers. I wasn't meant to tell you today, I'm going to put that away before I spill any more beans. SJ will be shouting, going, I was going to do a marketing campaign for that. You're not meant to tell anybody yet. Sorry. Well, it would have been worse if I'd have, you know, dropped some names. John Carl Morgan, or Lucy Brennan. It would be awful if I dropped any names. Right, now then, the book. This works equally. There's, again, I've done some measuring and putting in so that you can use this for any size. And what I wanted to show you is that one, no ring binding. This one has ring binding. So it just, this way, caters for all. Caters for all. Yeah. Oh, I'm a tease. Ha ha! Yes! A dreadful one. Dreadful tease. Right, let's get a pen. First thing you need to do is measure the width of your book. I'm going to just jot it down. I'm going to take a page in the back. Have I been told off yet? Tell us more! No, can't. I'll get told off. I will get told off. SJ, am I allowed to tell anyone? No, I'm not. No. I will tell you all on our Christmas shows. How's that? Does that work? So, you're going to love next year. I'm so excited. I've got the fabrics in and everything. Ah, la, 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 la. New guest designers. Some faces you're going to love and know and haven't seen for a while. And never on here. Right, so measuring that, including the ring binding, 6 1/4. Then when I open it out, bink, 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 bink. Then that is 12. Add them together. That is going to be my width of my fabric. So again, if you're doing a directional print, just remember which way up you're doing it, because it feels counterintuitive because your width is suddenly your longer bit. Did you ask your pupils to cover their books? I really wanted to, Elizabeth, but the school that they were in, they didn't really take books home with them. It all started being done online, which I hated. I really hated, because and actually the books, because they didn't cover them, the books were never looked after well, and they used to scribble and all sorts, and it used to drive me mad. But it wasn't my school, it wasn't my rules. Yes, but I did used to take them in, all of my school books, which my husband's like, why do we still lug around all of your school books? I'm like, do you know how much homework I did in those books? Do you know how many hours I spent colouring and making them look beautiful? I am not throwing that away if it's the last thing I do. But when it meant that my kids at school, when I used to teach, they used to complain, why do we have to bother writing homework or classwork or the date or underline stuff? I'm like, look, I'm not asking you to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And one day I brought them in, all my maths books and all my English books, and I was like, look, here are my books. This is what I did, and how much easier it was to then revise and study for them. Moira, oh wow, did I hear that correctly? 2 of the very best. We'll look forward to it. I shouldn't have said anything. I will be in a lot of trouble. And yes, you will have to keep your eyes peeled for more. That's all I am saying. But there's lots of exciting stuff happening. Right, let's use this for Freddie. Now, the joyous thing I've just realised with this is that it is multi-directional. Fabulous. They fly both upwards and downwards. It's all good. So we then need to measure top to bottom and add on a couple of inches. 8 and just a squidge under a half. 8. Right, high. Just write it down. You're covering a book, so you can probably write in it. Actually, having said that, Mum, she'll be watching. Hi, Mum. She gave me the very first book that her father ever bought her, and it was The Wind in the Willows. And she has given it to Freddie, which is really, really lovely. But it's a hardback book, but it doesn't have a dust cover. So I might actually cover that if you're okay with that, because I don't want it getting damaged in any way. Just taking that off now. let's measure this, shall we? So height, see, this is what I've forgotten. I just measured it. Just measured it and already forgotten it. Ah, how does that happen? Use your cutting mat if you need to. It's all good. Yeah, there we are. Oh, I could do another one out of this. What I thought I might do is a plique on the front of that, the year. Thought that would be really lovely too. Right, oh, I just adore this fabric. It's such a beautiful colour, just gorgeous. Right, let's trim this, trim this, trim this. Is it possible to buy 1 metre of the velvet, or will I need to buy 4 fat quarters? Martine, is it that velvet that I've just used? In which case, I don't know, it should have been up. So I bought another roll of it. Everything was cut into fat quarters. And then someone asked if they could buy like 4 meters for a jacket. So I bought in another bolt, but they've sent me the wrong color bolt. So I'm going to have to buy another bolt. Anyway, that's not your problem. But yeah. I have got a great big roll of it, so you can have it, you know, as much as you want. If you want to send an email to info@natashamakes.com, then if it's not already loaded by the 1/2 metre, then we can do that. We can do that. I'm sure Gemma or Emma can sort that out because they are pretty magic. Myra says, excited, how many sleeps until you reveal all? Okay, so in between Christmas and New Year, we are still going to have shows. We're going to pre-record them, and you're going to get to meet the team. We're just going to have some really relaxed, lovely, lovely shows. But we want to take that opportunity for you to meet all of the Makes team, because otherwise it's just me talking about people that you've never met before. And I hate it when people do that in conversation. So you're going to get a chance to meet all of the Makes team. You're going to meet Emma, you're going to meet Gemma, you're going to meet SJ, you're going to meet Josh, you're going to meet Inga, well, you know Jane already, but we're going to sit down, we're going to have a chat with everybody, and you'll get to meet all of the team, and we'll tell you the stories of how we met, and they'll probably embarrass me, I might embarrass them, we might have a glass of champagne, because it's Christmas and it's rude not to, and we're not sewing, so it'll be fine. And we'll talk about what their favourite makes have been, favourite moments, all that kind of stuff, and we will tell you all of everything that's happening in the new year. The only show, so that'll be the Monday and Tuesday shows, and then Jane's got a stunning, stunning, stunning show for you on the Wednesday. Again, it will be pre-recorded, but hopefully you will join us, and it just means that we can have a week off, because that's super important too. But we didn't want to leave you without, you know, we wanted to still be with you, just slightly, just, you know, whilst we're with our families. So that's the plan. That is the plan, just so that you know. So Myra, you can do the maths on that. Or I could look it up in my diary. Oh no, it starts from January. No good, is it? Right, what am I measuring before I waffle on anymore? It's a good job I wrote it down, right? Very good job. 18 1/4. Right. Dink, 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 dink. I'm going to use the foot of my extension table to just hold that in place there. Whatever works, right? Whatever works. And then line that up on that baseline there. Lining up, lining up. Oh, these mats, by the way, have just come back into stock. Managed to get some more. I know someone was watching me on Ho Chanda the other day and said, oh, what mat are you using, Natasha? This one. Always this one. Love this one now. We have, you know, our big grey one that we used to have when we first started. Let's just give that a quick press. We have that as our cutting mat now. It's great. And we've just got a new cutting table, and it's all rather lovely. Now, we're going to turn the short edges over by 1/4 inch, okay? I'm going to move this out of the way because I'm not going to be cutting anything else. So having said I love it, don't need you right now. Let's pop you down there. but I want you to see this. So, well, I need to load up some more of these now. These are still in stock. Right. I had a show last week, and there was like a French curve on the show, and it was great. It was a multi-tool. It was really lovely, and you know, and it was just one of those light bulb moments where it said, and use as a seams gauge. I always use my seams right, which is great, but sometimes when I want precision and I want this to be really precise, I just want to be able to get a really nice straight edge. Grab yourself a piece of card, like off your, this is my newfound top tip, off a cereal packet or something, cut a straight edge, then mark 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch or any other increment that you want to be turning stuff over. Now, I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, I've got my Latilo French curve. I'm going to use that. And I measured, and sure enough, that solid, the thick white bit there, that's 1/4 of an inch. And to the end, bottom of the letter, the numbers on there, was a 1/2 inch. I was like, this is perfect. So I'm going to use that, but I am also going to make my own. Because I remember thinking when they changed it from a plastic, because they used to put a plastic tailor's curve in, and then they changed it to the cardboard ones, and I was like, oh, but actually if I can do this with it, it's great. So also then, if we're talking about the new year, does anybody want dressmaking? Because whilst I'm not the most experienced at it, I am really happy to get something on the go like the golden rule, and then we could make something monthly so that by the end of the year we've got a capsule wardrobe. And if you'd like to work with me on that, then I would be so happy to bring on board the golden rule. Ralph, who owns the company, I've worked with him for years and years and years, and I love the golden rule, and it really is the only form of dressmaking that I feel confident and happy with. So he's been on at me since I started Natasha Makes, why are you not doing the golden rule? Why are you not doing it? Why are you not doing the golden rule? I'm like, difficult questions, I don't know. So in the new year, if you would like it, and there's no point in me doing it if nobody wants to dressmake. If you just all want to make bags and quilt, then that's absolutely fine. We'll stick with that. But if you would love to dressmake, and if you just want to try, and we'll teach the basics. We'll go through the basics. I will be learning them at the same time. Look how crisp that is. Oh, that makes me so happy. And it was only because I got this out. I was like, oh. Yes, please, says Julia. Oh, get in there. Okay, then. We are going to flip this over both sides. I'm pretty sure that there are tools out there like this, but I seem to remember selling them when we were on Sewing Quarter, and I seem to remember them being quite expensive and thinking, oh. But you see, it's no good doing it with a plastic one because you'll have too much of a step up. Whereas this is great, there's not, you can just fold it over. That's why I was thinking something, well, unless of course you've got the golden rule already, in which case just whip this out, you'll be absolutely fine. But I know that Ralph is keen for me to do the golden rule on here. And do you know how I know? Because, and I've been really rude, I haven't said thank you yet. He sent me the latest edition with all of the new patterns in there with a bar of chocolate. I'm like, you know how to get what you want, don't you? That's just unfair. It was really nice chocolate. And the patterns are gorgeous, and it's one of those things that I don't fit into normal clothes. I just don't. I'm not a normal person. You think you already know that. I'm not telling anything you guys don't already know about me, am I? Yeah, that's the thing. But I do feel special when clothes do fit nicely. All right. Okay. Now, Yes, 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 please, said Myra. I mean, you know, a few more yeses. Great idea for that fold, said Sandy. There we go. I relearned dressmaking when recovering from surgery nearly 2 years ago. Oh, yeah. I love it, but I need fast makes. A project in a day or 2 is ideal. Yes, I'd love to learn, said Karen. Okay, all right then. If we're all on board for that, then we'll do that. Hang on, let me just see if I've got a green thread. No, but I've got it. Whoops. Oh, no, hang on a minute. Would this work? Sorry, just disappearing off. Yeah, that'll work. Let's change my thread over. Oh, good. Okay. Well, because, you know, there's no point in me forging ahead with it and going, I think this will be a wonderful idea if you don't want it. I'm just breaking everything. It's one of those mornings, isn't it? So, dropping everything. Our lovely Lindsay. So Lindsay is, she's basically nannied for us whenever she can, you know. She did come and do the school run this morning, which was fab. And she sort of, because, you know, now that you're actually allowed to work, it's fine. Yes, please, for beginner dressmaking. Oh, excellent. Yes, please. Yes, please. Anyway, poor old Lindsay came in this morning to find me sat at the kitchen table doing some hand stitching. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, haha, today's show is what's going on. So there is some hand stitching, or I've just lost the, I dropped it on the floor. Where did I put it? Bear with me, caller. Find it in a minute. What have I done with it? Oh, well, that's annoying. Don't know. Could be anywhere. Oh, no, it's here. I picked it up. I'm going mad. I'm going mad this morning. Anyway, yeah, no, she came in to find me hand stitching, which is unusual. If you want this tight fitting, there is hand stitching to be done. If you are beginning, like I know a load of you will just go, oh, right, okay, that's easy, that's fine, and not bother with the pattern. There is a pattern for this that gives you all of the guidelines, all of the measurements, and the way in which to do it. And it also shows you how to slip stitch. And I'm really, I'm very proud of the photos that I managed to take one-handed to show you that. Just stitch down here. So there will be a little bit of hand stitching, just so that you know. And I found it quite therapeutic this morning, actually. Yeah, we're on. Good. Oh yeah, so the point that I was making is, if you do not want to hand stitch this, that is absolutely fine. But you will just need to increase your seam allowance slightly, or just fold over by a quarter and then a quarter again, and then you can just stitch very, very close, like 1/8 of an inch. It's not often we get a double demo day, is it? But these fabrics are just too lovely. I've got so many ideas that I want. I want to do a pencil case for Emily. I want to do some of the storage caddies that we've done. Oh yeah, so many things I want to make with it. Rona says, yes, we'd love to try dressmaking, but too scared to. We're going to get over that fear. I get it. I totally get it, because fabric isn't cheap, is it? And the last thing you want to do is spend on, you know, because it's a sizable amount of fabric that you need for dressmaking, and then get it wrong. So I do totally understand it. But the thing is, we can also, right, we can also a straight line. So after that, we've got that skill. We're okay. We're good. We can do this. I'm now going to turn my seams over this way too. Okay. I wanted a tight fitting book cover, because I hate them when they're really saggy. It drives me a little bit mad. We've all got our pet hates, haven't we? It's mine. It's mine. So again, just folding that over and pressing. But if in doubt, go oh, you see, that's great, isn't it? I can just, oh, there we go. feel like I've had a top tip moment today. Go and sit down and relax. I've peaked. Everybody, I've peaked. It's always good to know, isn't it? There we go. Just using the nose of my iron to nudge that over. That's where I started. Her patterns were well explained. What was this? I've seen Sarah demoing it, but still a bit scared. Some hand holding would be fab. I am so happy to hand hold. So happy to hand hold. One of the shows that I did with Ralph when he came over from Germany, because it was Ralph's grandmother that invented the golden rule, and because she was like me, she was a tall lady and just couldn't find stuff to fit. So she looked back at all of the proportions of the body. So there are little things like your thumb is the length of your nose. There you go. From there to there is the length of your nose. From there to there is your foot. And just all these little things. And she put them all into a system. And it's phenomenal. And it just works an absolute treat. And I love it. And in between shows, I had 2 hours off. Gosh, yeah, this was back in the Create and Craft days. I mean, I've been working the golden rule now for years. Gosh, yeah, really for years. And but for me, it's the finishing off. Like I can make the stuff. It's just those little finishing off bits. So we'll learn them together. All right. I'm not going to promise to be fabulous at it. So if you are fabulous at it, you know, maybe watch something else that day. But there's only one way to get better, right? If I'm brave enough, you can be too. Right, I'm folding over as I did before. I'm just going to almost miter it, just fold over a little triangle on the corner. It just makes it look a little bit neater. You don't have to, in the instructions it doesn't tell you to, but you can. Just look quite neat. And then again, give it a little press. So these instructions are a digital download if you want them today. They are also available physically as well. So whatever your preference, we have those there. We've also added onto the website today, because Ben was asking, did we have a digital download for the tablet rest? We just suddenly realised we hadn't ever done it. So we do now. So thank you, Ben, for spotting that and going, could you? Well, if you're Josh, yes, you can. Right, tell you what I'm going to do. Here we go. So, see that? Just fold it over, just ever so slightly. So it just comes in like that. And it just clips the corner so that there's no overhang on that outside bit. Okay? Pop that down. Now I'm going to just go forwards and backwards over that little bit there. There we go. Let's go. So again, this is super easy, straight line stitching. I am all for quick and easy makes, okay? And I will very happily find ways to work out the formula so that you can do this on any book, whether it be ring bound or straight or whatever. There we go, and then we'll do the same there. Elizabeth says she thought it was your heart on your sleeve, not your foot. Very good, you're on fire today. On fire. Right, so we're just going to repeat that down here. I am loving these scissors, by the way, and I can't wait to show you the ceramic ones. Somebody asked yesterday about how you would sharpen them. The thing with ceramics is that they go so much longer before they need sharpening. And I will ask them, I will ring them today and double check that question for you. Oh, this is so much easier just doing it this way. How lazy have I suddenly become? Just like, yeah. Flip it over. So if you go anything with this pattern, go just under on these top and bottom ones. So if it's not quite a 1/4 of an inch, if it's just under, then that's fine. And then we're just going to flip that again. This is just making sure that all of our seams are nice and encased. That's all. If you wanted to, then you could always use one of your fancy schmancy stitches on here. Because that's the other thing. We've got all these machines that have got all these different stitches on. We don't always use them all, do we? So, again, folding that under. That might be best done at the machine, I think. I know that I've been guilty of that in the past, for sure. We're getting there, by the way, peeps. We are getting there. Turn over and press. There we are. Helps if you don't have 8 gazillion things on your desk getting in the way. Do you know what I'm going to do after the show? I am going to put my Christmas cake fruit in brandy. And I'm going to make, oh mum, I'll post you some of Mrs. Willis's chocolate truffles. Oh, they're amazing. I don't know if anybody saw, but I put on Facebook the other day my mum's beautiful handwriting, because normally my mum is in charge of the Christmas cakes. Like, we all do different stuff for Christmas, and my mum is the one in charge of Christmas cakes. But obviously she can't post it to me this year. We're not going to see them at Christmas. Although now we Zoomed, didn't we, the other day for Hal's birthday? We Zoomed, and that was exciting. What I can't get over, right? My daughter, as you all know, and those of you that don't, you soon will, is 2. Captain Small is 2. So for nearly half her life, we've been in lockdown. And which means that she hasn't seen my mum and dad, which is heartbreaking for them, because they've got such a beautiful bond with Freddie, because they got to see him so much when he was little. And, you know, there is that worry, isn't there? I know my mum worries about it, that, you know, will Emily remember them? Oh my goodness. So every time that FaceTime ring, you know, it's a different one when you ring on FaceTime. Every time it rings, all she says is, Mama Barry, Mama Barry. And if she ever gets hold of my phone, if she doesn't want to watch like Paw Patrol or something like that, then she'll just say, Mama Barry. So I don't think you have anything to worry about there, Mum. She knows, and thank goodness for technology. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yeah. Elizabeth says that if I can master the rolled hem foot, I will master anything. Master it, Elizabeth. I wrote a how-to guide on it. There we go. How's the 12 Days of Christmas box coming along? Helen, I was thinking about that this morning. I just needed to get the Advent ones out before I could give it my full attention. So here's my thoughts on the 12 Days of Christmas. Would you like, and I'm thinking of sending like 3 or 4 patterns, and so each day you open up another element of what you will need to make that pattern, and then on like the 3rd or the 4th day you then get that pattern. And so it then gives you something to do. I've been racking my brains as to how best to do it. Does that sound like a plan, or have you got a better idea? Speak now, or forever hold your peace. How gorgeous is this fabric? Oh my goodness. I'm falling in love with it all over again. Look at this. Oh, it's perfection. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, come on. Let me show you how to do this now. So, what we're going to do is fold this in half. There's another thread. How many threads? Get off there, thread. Right. I'll just give it a little press so you know where your half main mark is. Having said it's multi-directional, let me just double check that I'm happy that it is. Yeah, I think so. I think they can fly any which way up you like. Find your center point. For me, it is that ring binding. and pop it over there like so. And then open out the back cover like so and fold it in. Then flip the rest of it so that the pages will then hold that. Open it again, flip. And this is why, especially with ring bound, you go, okay, so actually I need to now shut that and then fold that across. Now, what you'll see, this doesn't happen unless it's ring bound, okay, is that this side here has got more than that. So just see how much difference that is and just eke that out a bit and then that will come through. But just keep repeating this process. So I need to move it in by about 1 centimetre. And if you want to, when you've done that and you're happy with where it's going to go, you can give it a quick press if you want, just to hold that, or you can pin it. You only have a very small amount of leeway, top and bottom, because we were quite accurate about it. Because, like I say, I don't want baggy ones. So let's just see if that's pinned in place there. And that edge is right up against it. This is why we hand sew it into place, by the way, is so that it is nice and tight. With this, shut it. Okay, so shut it, fold it around. And get it to where you want it to be. And then, here we go. And you can jiggle it and fiddle it until it's all absolutely equal if you want to, or if you don't think anyone's going to notice, then don't worry. I really don't think that Freddie will reject this because, well, Mummy, one seam wasn't quite as even as the other. Nah, he's a bright boy. He knows better than to say things like that, silly things like that. Oh, I know what I meant to show you before we do tuck that under. You know, we just... Look how neat all of that looks there from where we just folded that under a little bit. There we are. So, eking and tweaking and just gently folding back. Pin or clip. Like for this one at the moment, I've got just enough there to pin. Now, the reason that I hand stitch this, you can, if you leave, like I say, if you leave enough, then you can just slip that off and just stitch like, but it's so close. I am loving this. Just going to fiddle with that just a little bit more. So with anything ring bound, it's easy for the pages just to get pushed back as you're adjusting it. So just bear that in mind. There we are. I am happy with that. Because otherwise you'll just see your pages. Now, okay. And then we're going to slip stitch down there. Oh yeah, nice and even. Well done me. Oh, good job. But you see, this would be lovely for people's diaries, well, my diary, and everything else. So I'm super excited about this. Right, we are going to need a length of thread. No, don't do that. Here we are. Diddly-did-dee. Oh, if you want to go double thickness, you can. I took my needle threader to Hochanda and I haven't unpacked it yet. Oh, look at that, first time. I also managed to gunk up my needle live on air as well. I've had such a great week. Now, I'm just going to go from the inside out. So just if you want to go in with a knot or whatever, or go from underneath, then you can. but just secure your thread any which way you want to. And then we're going to start to slip stitch. So slip stitch, ladder stitch, it's often called as well. But the way that I like to think of it is that those folded edges at the top, they make up the sides of the ladder. And you're going to slip your needle on that fold and then along underneath that fold, right in that fold, and then come up. And then you go directly across, go into the other fold and up. And it just means that it's hidden. But when you first stitch it, it looks like the stitches across look like rungs of a ladder. I don't know if that is why it was called ladder stitch. I've absolutely no idea. Couldn't tell you. I'd be making it up if I said. But let me just show you here. As I remember making something out of a book, and it said, you know, and just slip stitch stuff. And I've done it, and I've just assumed that knowledge, and it's naughty. I shouldn't. See, you can barely see those stitches, can you? But if I pull them apart, so that's what I mean. It's like the sides of the ladder and then the rungs. But as soon as you pull it shut, there it goes. So I'm on this side, so I'm going to come in to my fabric. Yeah, okay, so this is really awkward angle for me to do it at. But go up along that fold and then come up. So that's why you don't see the stitch. And then cross directly over. Sorry, I've made that a bit long, but I am at a slightly awkward angle. Whoops. And just slip, honestly, just slip stitch it shut. Can you see that? Right, can I do it? Because I'd like this to be 4 threads. Let me just do it so I don't ruin it. Doing it at a funny old angle. And we can do that. And then you just do that on all the other tops and bottoms everywhere. And that will close it, an absolute treat. And then just finish off when you get to the end. And that's it. That will give you a nice tight finish. And a nice seamless closure, so you can't really see your threads. If you want a whip stitch, then do it. You know, this is, as ever with patterns, they are serving suggestions. It's really easy, isn't it, to get het up on, oh, I went wrong, I didn't follow the pattern exactly as it was. Nobody knows, nobody cares. And if they do care, why are you even making stuff for them? That's, you know, that's what I kind of think to myself. So I'm just going to finish that off, pop a little knot in it. And then what I like to do is, see, for me, I can see there's just, you know, where I said, oh, that was quite a big gap. I will actually just go in, go back. I'll go back to that gap and just cover it. My dad always says to me, know what you are happy to put up with, and if it's going to bug you, sort it out. If not, live with it. He's so right. Don't tell him I said that, Mum. There we go. And then just go along and come out somewhere and snip that thread. Snip those threads. And that, when that is done, is going to be fab. There we go. So you can see there, you can barely see any stitches, but that's going to be how it looks. And then there are all his spellings ready to go. And there it is. Ta-da! There we go. So that is today's show. I've no idea what time it is. So do grab those fabrics. They are brand new from Lewis and Irene. We will sort out that velvet for you so that you can buy that by the ½ metre. And if you want it cut to length, then we can do that because it hasn't been cut yet. So we'll pop that up. It does go beautifully with the navy in here. I have to say it's a bit of a treat. I have to say I did, look, these are my offcuts, and I'd already done Freddie's not the diary by then, so I didn't have enough. But look how beautifully they would work together. Oh, it's just another fabric to play with, isn't it? It's a cotton velvet, so it's, you know, super easy to work with as long as you're paying attention and don't put slippery ribbons in between. Lesson learned. But there we go. So that is today's show. I hope you've enjoyed. We are back tomorrow with Jane. It is block of the month, so hopefully those should have arrived with you or be arriving with you. They went end of last week, so hopefully you should have them. Anything else I need to know about here? Do we still sell sewing machines? Yes, Carolyn, we do. Just message us, let us know what you want. And if we don't have it on our site, I'm sure we can always get hold of it for you. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. I might try the very edge stitch on the machine. Really nice cover. Look, you can. You absolutely can. What I would say is just keep putting the... You won't manage it. You'll manage to do certainly one edge of a... This is a hard back one. With these, it's easier because you can sort of bend them in and out. But what I would say is if you want to stitch one end or just one side, and then you will have to hand stitch one of them just to get the best finish, in my humble opinion. But there we go. But I mean, that was a hardback diary. That was a ring bound. I wanted to show you both. So, oh, lovely. And there's no arguing over whose is whose, which is perfect. Yes, we sell sewing machines. What was that? What was that? Yep, got my block of the month yesterday. Oh, excellent. Good, good, good. Excellent. And, oh, Julia says, I know the feeling. My granddaughter is 2 in December. Haven't seen her since March. FaceTime can't replace a hug. No, but it's better than nothing. And, you know, the option could have been nothing. So I'm really grateful for FaceTime, and it will be even more lovely when we do actually get to, everybody gets to see each other in the flesh. So in the meantime, we've got to keep busy and get going. Yeah. All right. Okay, everybody, have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow with lovely Jane, and we will be block of the monthing it with block 3 because we did block 7 last time. Alrighty, take care. Have a lovely rest of the day. Bye bye.